In this video, I'm going to be showing off 5 cards that I've already sold that in hindsight were probably mistakes to have gotten rid of. All of these cards have very different reasons for why I might call them stupid to have sold, but with each one I'm going to be talking about how I obtained each card and for how much, also when I sold each card and for what reason. So card number 1 is of Tyrese Maxey. It is this 2021, his rookie year, select National Pride. This is a really beautiful card, and it's actually numbered to 25. I had no idea what exactly, how much this card was going to be worth. This was around Christmas time. I got a gimmick Christmas, a Christmas stocking from, at the time, my local card store. It's recently shut down. This was a card I got from a pack from that experience there. There was some buzz around him. I remember a coworker at the time, this was a couple years ago, he had said he had watched a game between the 76ers and the Washington Wizards in Washington. And his takeaway, even then, his rookie year, was this Maxey guy is quick. And that much is still very, very true. I didn't really know. I didn't know exactly what I had. So I actually, I obtained this card, call it 25 bucks, whatever an average cost for a blaster box or just the standard card box you'd find at Target. I'll call it 25. It's probably more than that, but we'll just chalk it up to variance. I sold it, and when I sold it on eBay. I could actually find on my end when exactly I did. I sold this card over a year ago. So yeah, March of 2023. And I probably got it around November, December of 2021. Why it was stupid to sell this card in hindsight, I feel like if I had gotten this card graded and it came back a 10, I'd be looking at a card that right now, 2024, Tyrese Maxey, NBA All-Star, maybe the most improved player of the year. I think he has really catapulted himself into a different stratosphere. So I would actually be afraid to look up what this card is worth raw right now, but also what it would be worth graded. Especially graded a 10. But I'll let you guys, if you're interested, do that research. I would be pained to see how much more I could have gotten from selling this if I waited. Okay, card number 2 is actually going to be switching sports. It's a baseball card. It's one of the cards I had for decades. Since I was a kid, baseball was my first sport that I really fell in love with and I really loved to collect. So this next card is actually an autographed 2003 to 2004 Topps Blue Chips Zack Greinke, an on-card auto. This is when I realized I had this a few years back when I got back into collecting, I was like, oh wow, surely this has to be worth more than anything else that I had at the time, and it absolutely was. Even still, when I had sold it and for how much it ended up going for, I would even just say if I could really hang on to it just for the sake of hey, this was one of the first big baseball cards. And also Zack Greinke, I remember playing different baseball video games growing up. The thing with him is very, very slow off-speed pitch. There was in MVP Baseball 2005, he'd throw this ball, it was 50 miles an hour, and it was just totally unhittable. And was a very unique player to pitch as. So I don't really know how I obtained this card. I can only assume I must have obtained it through, hey, Mom, we're going to Walmart. Can I get this pack of baseball cards, right? And for how much? Again, I'm just going to chalk it up to variance, call it 25 bucks, and we'll just forget about it. That's how much I'm into this card. And then when I sold it again on eBay around the same time as the Tyrese Maxey, so last March. And really my thought process behind selling it was, hey, I want to start an eBay shop. I want to start making money from the collection I have and to then turn that money into a more coordinated and specific collection. So this was definitely a let me sell this because I know it's valuable and then use that money to build something more intentional. So I sold this last November on eBay for $77.56 after fees, $66.76. And why it was stupid in hindsight, I think it's because overall, man, I would just the sentimentality of this card and what it means for my collection, I just feel a little bit gross about only letting it go for 75 bucks. So part of me was if I got it graded, I could see this looking good in an SGC slab. Yeah, getting it graded and then selling, or getting it graded and hanging on to it, I think would have been a better option. But yeah, those are my reasons. Okay, so next card, we're going back to basketball. Steph Curry. So this card I actually got from my first card show. I very much had the bug I want to spend the money that I came here with. And there was an element of bartering, not in like an overly aggressive way on my part or the guy I bought this card from. So this is a Steph Curry rookie card. It is not the rarest card, but it is still a 2009 Steph Curry Gem Mint 9.5, a graded rookie card. So I actually got this card at my first card show. There was a bit of like a bartering that kind of went back and forth. It wasn't like that's aggressive on my part or this person, but this card ended up costing me $200 at a local card show, and I ended up selling it again on eBay, so my own eBay, so I didn't have to go through like consignment or anything through like DC Sports. It sold for $250.47. After fees, it came out to $217. So what, call it an extra $17 that I made back from this card. Really, the main takeaway of why I think it was a dumb thing to sell, it's just like I'd rather just have the rookie Steph Curry graded card. Like I'd rather have that than $15 profit that I sold. I actually sold this card in last July, so July of 2023. And I think I would say it was dumb to sell this at that time because I feel like that's a pretty bad time to be selling. Better time to be buying cards. It's the summer. The NBA finals like have already been over for a while, and it's like the dog days of the NBA. So I think when I sold it, it was just I knew I could get at least my money back. Ended up getting a few bucks, but I was looking to liquidate for times I had to like kind of like focus more on non-sports card purchases at that time. But yeah, if I could go back and do this one over, I wouldn't have sold this one. I would still be having it in my collection as like, hey, I can build maybe a pretty cheap and attainable Steph Curry rookie card set, right? Knowing that this type of card is not the most rare, right? I could probably get the whole set for a similar price point per, and just kind of like spread it out and build the set. That just sounds like a cooler thing to maybe go down. But yeah, those are my reasons there. This next card, there's a bit of a caveat. It's not one that I sold. It's one that I traded. So I still want to get some insight on, maybe if you're watching this, what you might think of who won this trade. If I came out the loser, or maybe I came out on top. But this next card is actually going to be of Kristaps Porzingis. So this is a card that I actually went out and response bought when the Celtics acquired him. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get a Kristaps Porzingis card. And somehow I landed on this. It is a sticker auto. The patch is authentic. It's not just a random, not associated to Kristaps patch. It's a PSA 9. I got it for $50. And very shortly after getting it, I felt like buyer's remorse almost. So I was looking for a way to not sell it to like take a loss, but if I found someone that maybe really wanted Porzingis and maybe didn't want a couple of other cards that maybe I could get more value out of. So I was looking to trade down, so to speak. I actually traded this card for a Chet Holmgren silver insert prism, luck of the lottery, and then also two LeBron PSA 9s, they're not numbered, non-rookies of course, but 3 graded cards in total, one being a rookie Chet Holmgren. I would just ask who you think won this trade. Did I come out on top or not? Why I say this is a decision that I regret. I am just really nerding out over the Celtics and Porzingis. I don't know. I really wish I still had a Kristaps Porzingis auto. So if I could have gotten this trade done with maybe a different card, I think that could have been a better option here. But I would say, I didn't make anything from this, but who won the trade? Me or the other guy? Okay, and so the final card is going to be this 2018-2019 National Treasures Luka Doncic, dual patch rookie card. This is a numbered card to 99. And this is like one of the first cards that I bought that I was like, oh my gosh, this feels like this is not just I'm buying for collection. This is like an investment piece, right? This ended up being one that I did in fact sell. So to give you the full rundown on the money and the numbers behind this card, I bought this card with a second Luka Doncic card from the same seller on Facebook. This card, I would put this price point at $375 is what I put into it. And the additional card that I got was a Court Kings number to 99. No autographs on either cards. That one I put at $150. And so the way it ended up working out, I actually, I pulled the trigger on selling these cards knowing that they, again, were the more valuable ones. And I, at the time, was looking to buy a car. Didn't end up happening. So that's why also in hindsight, it was kind of a mistake in getting rid of these. But I ended up selling these cards. The National Treasures, I did take a loss on this one, but the profit came from the second Luka Doncic card that I sold. So I got back $343.75 from this card, and then from the other card, $175.88. So in total, it really did kind of just even out. Like I broke even. So the reason why it was stupid to sell this in hindsight is I feel like I could have definitely waited at least a couple months. And Luka Doncic, he's damn near going to average like a 35-point triple-double. And you could make the case that he's the MVP this season. I'm just saying he's got 10 more games to really prove it. So that was why I would consider this overall a stupid card to sell. I wish I had this. It's so nice. I mean, look at it. Just look at it. So in conclusion, the total money in for all of these cards, I'll put it at $825. The total money back, $967.73. So net profit, $142.13. And just keep in mind, that is a very, very loose estimation. I wasn't specifically buying and selling these cards to try and track what ultimately I'd conclude, like in a video of, you know, if it was worth selling them or not. But ultimately, I would just say my conclusion is I would rather have all of these cards still rather than not. So if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more, make sure you're subscribed to get future notifications, and also click on a video to check out more.